association with Noi.
The one on the curbside? Or the one...
Yeah. The
Wait,
one
you changed it back right away?
No, I changed it away from the other one that said okay.
Okay, that was the Noi one?
Yeah, I'd had.
Were you
that
like depressed for that? Getting over it? It looked like a depressed photo.
Well, actually, I posted it well before we broke up, but...
That doesn't mean you were depressed.
Yeah, I was still depressed during our relationship.
Do you struggle with that a bit?
I wanted
Depression?
to... A little bit.
Yeah.
I wanted to make this my profile. Can I actually pull this up? I don't think I can. Shoot.
What?
It's a picture that I'd taken. But you don't have the context, so it's hard.
Is it X-rated?
It's not at all X-rated.
I'm trying to understand your expression.
It's a meme. This guy, Antoine Dodson.
Oh no, I know him.
You know
the invader.
Bed intruder.
Yeah, the intruder. That's it.
I did. Video loves that video, so I did this picture.
Yeah, that's cool.
I wanted to post that, but I'm like,
There's your profile photo.
Yeah.
You're afraid of that 1 out of 10 people that will think it's legit.
Yeah. No, it's strange. I either like being blatantly, silly or super stern, stoic, and
I know what you mean.
serious. There's no in between.
It takes a while to fill that in.
Yeah.
In between. Yeah, I've always been a very black and white person. Is that how you...
Yeah.
Even how you see the world and actions and events?
Well,
black and white?
I have a very, almost... I feel like the way I perceive the world is law. My understanding of the world. So if you introduce something to me that shakes or, compromises my
it's evil?
understanding, I reject it.
Chaos?
I reject it. It's chaotic, yeah.
Interesting. That could be an Enneagram 6 thing. Because you've been building your security system with help of introverted thinking. And so this is very... You depend on it. You depend on its dependency.
I was having a freak out when I woke up today. I was like, oh my god, if I don't go to the gym or do something about it. But I realized the diet...
Even at the beginning of the day?
70%. No. It was after.
Oh, so you just mean a couple hours ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that because I said the thing about the pictures?
No, but it just so happened to be that your timing and asking
really?
for pictures,
okay, I felt like,
it was
damn,
right around, it was right around the same. Well, all day too, and all day yesterday as well. I would look at myself in the mirror and think, I'm getting bigger, I'm getting fatter, I'm getting bigger, I'm getting fatter.
That's dysmorphia, dude. It's probably dysmorphia.
And then today it peaked.
You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You do?
Yeah, I'm aware that I have.
Okay, yeah.
This
Oh, I do too. I used to have it a lot worse. Well, I mean, even in non-standard ways, I experienced it. Like, if you look at my album covers, that's how I saw myself.
It's not far off from what you are.
It depends on which album covers you're referring to.
Some of them were even more
just
sickly and stickly.
Just, I saw myself as being very strange and surreal and old. I mean, even stuff like this.
Oh, yeah.
Just
gone. They're gone.
Yeah. I remember. Okay, do you know who? What's his?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of how I see myself, or used to, and that's. I guess probably people would think that's funny because I look nothing like him. But
in what? Because he's kind of like a character actor, so he looks different in a lot of the things
really?
I've seen him in.
I've seen him in. But that's just how I mean, here's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I wonder if you can see how I get that from that.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, but this
even
one,
the expression.
Like
that's how I saw myself legitimately.
Like the veins, like the.
Really? The bony cheeks.
Bony cheeks. Very unsettling.
That's how I saw myself. I sat in the dark a lot, though, most of the time. So the shadows on my faces are coming from. It looks like I did eyeliner and all my stuff, but that's just the shadows I always saw under my eyes. And my cheeks. That's supposed to be shadow, too. That's not supposed to be my mouth. That's supposed to be these gaunt cheeks.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like some kind of creepy smile, though.
I didn't even really address that. It just looks like you have no mouth here.
Yeah. Actually, for about a year, I didn't have a mouth in my paintings, and I realized that after the fact.
That's because of the inability to...
No, that wasn't even a thing back then.
Oh, really?
There was a period where I had no face whatsoever. Then I appeared, but I had no mouth. Then my mouth came back, but then I lost
Here you
something
have,
else.
You had the mouth.
Yeah, this was done out of order, though. So that's digital art done like 2 years later.
So this was actual painting.
Done at the time of the album. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I've gone back and I've edited some of them, so there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. But chronologically speaking, there were some weird patterns I noticed, and I had to really dig into what that meant.
There was something called Getting Pumpkin Pie.
Yeah, that was like I used that kind of idiomatically because I remember speaking with someone about mind control, and so getting pumpkin pie was a metaphor referring to abusing that power to the point of, like, I don't even like pumpkin pie, I'm just gonna make you get it for me just because I can make you get it for me. So
Is this
Contortionist.
Contortionist?
Yeah, I've listened to this album quite a bit. It's the new one.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I need to dig in. I heard it playing when we walked in.
Yeah.
Very modern. This is what
Modern.
this is what I approach.
Modern Prague.
Associate with modern Prague. Yeah.
Interesting.
Modern.
I'm getting more into that myself, like I said.
I can show you some stuff.
Want me to whip up the business list too?
And called Ani.
Did you see that picture that Ishan posted?
Is it the one that like they were characters?
Yeah, they were like cartoons of
Yeah.
each band. That's
Of each band that's
hilarious.
playing. I thought that was really neat.
I love that.
And it does resemble all of them too.
It really does, yeah.
Like Oystein, Landsberg, and Tobias.
I didn't even recognize everyone, but
Yeah.
I saw
And
that.
his wife is playing. Ishan's wife.
So this is all at a festival, huh?
Yeah, it's a very intimate festival. So
Yeah, I guess so. That's like the family festival.
yeah,
Like that.
because it's Leprous.
Star.
Yeah, Star of
Star of
Ash.
Ash, yeah.
And
I remember we were talking about Star of Ash years ago.
Yeah, I'm not even all too familiar with their catalog.
And what was the other band that we were talking about?
The Shining, maybe.
No, there was one that was like Star of Ash. That I think
Female fronted?
with her or some. It was another one of those things that was connecting
To that.
Leprous and Ishan. Maybe it was Star of Ash alone.
That probably was a.
Were they the ones that had the album with the old lady on the cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Then
like pastel colors.
and then they had the one where there was like a car, or maybe that was just a promo shot, not an album. Yeah, what was that album called? It was like Misanthropy or something, or I don't know.
I'd have to look it up again. It's been a while. I didn't dig into her stuff as much as I had
Yeah.
Ishan's, like Aramita and Arctis and what's the other one? Das Sallenbracken. I can never pronounce it. Das Sallenbracken.
That's
And
German as hell.
The latest one, yeah, it's a very German name.
Yeah.
And the latest record is Gamer, which I don't know if you listened. You did listen.
You're talking about Ishan.
Yeah.
What was the best? Was that the one that had that?
It's just a throne.
No, that's the new one.
Yeah,
That's
it's
probably
the
the
new
best,
one.
even though it almost seems too
Really?
done.
You think it's the best?
I like Arctis.
I thought you would think.
I also like
Justice is the
Aramita.
best. Aramita's really
With
good.
the upside down Nietzsche on
Yeah,
on
on
the
the-
end of his life
Yeah.
when he was insane. Yeah, but the other one, I think it was the Brecken one. You were just rocking.
It's Sallenbracken.
Is that just the one with like the lettering and it's? I don't know.
I know, I get that.
I do like Arctis though. It's simple,
Yeah.
and the way it goes with the music is
The music is beautiful on that record.
that's it. That's totally.
I love it because there's so many homages to 80s music.
with like
and
Mass
Arctis.
Darkness and
Yeah, Mass Darkness and what's the other one?
there's one that's like track 6 or some do 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 do.
Yeah.
That one that's sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think track 6 is Southern Winds, right? No, that's track 4. It's South Winds.
Until I Too Dissolve.
Until I Too Dissolve.
Is that
That's
what I'm
my
thinking of?
favorite song on that record.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm too frail. I'm
You're
going
frail?
frail.
Frail's a
Yeah. Dude,
Wait,
that
was
Frail
Frail?
is
Was Frail?
Arctis.
No, I know it's Arctis.
That is one
What
of the
was-
coolest songs I've ever heard.
Play it.
Frail?
Yeah.
You forget how it goes?
It's been a while, yeah.
That's the one that has the synthesizer. It's like and it has the
I'll know it as soon
piano.
as I hear it.
Yeah, that one's.
I'll know it as soon as I... Because when I
I
listen
can't.
to that...
I wish I could sing it for you. Like.
When I listen to that album, it's literally from front to back. So I start from Disassembled all the way through.
Oh man, that is one of the coolest songs I've ever heard. I think the mix of the synth with the vocal harmonies, it combines the. It has everything.
Yeah, I like that album cover. Crooked Red Line was the one I was thinking of with the saxophone.
This is so cool. When I first heard this, I went around like showing everyone that was with me that night.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I just ran into a guy outside of GameStop and I'm like, listen to this.
That's awesome.
How cool is that? And then the mix of the vocal harmonies with the growling, it's like a perfect composition, I think. In 2007, and I was just, it was anorexia.
That was at the beginning of your music making.
Yeah, it was before that. It was when I broke up with my girlfriend. It was around that time. I was already dealing with it before then because I remember she was dealing with it too, and she was self-conscious because it was kind of a bad situation because we were both doing it, and I think I was making her feel worse because I was skinnier, or she thought I was. And that's never a good situation. But yeah, it was around that time in the spring of 2007. So I would go like 2 weeks without any food, just stuff like that. And
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've starved myself before.
So you know what it's like to get to that point where the hunger almost feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try not
weird.
to ever get there. Because the minute I eat, my body will put it back on. I can't.
Yeah, it screws up your metabolism royally.
Yeah, my metabolism will get shot and slow down. And I realize that I have to maintain a good metabolism because I will get fat again. That's why, honestly, regardless of how much I work out, that's what went through my mind while I was working. I was like, I'm going to still do this. Try to spike my metabolism up just a little bit, but diet is everything. It's been hard because my father has no consciousness about diet, and I've been eating his food. When I have to start
No consciousness, like it's just not something on his mind.
Yeah, it's not something on his mind.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case for most guys.
Yeah, most people.
Most people, yeah. I mean, even women. Well, I think it affects men just as much as women, but they just don't talk about
They
it.
don't talk. They're not as openly. Yeah.
I think it's usually more towards the muscular, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
strange.
they feel too skinny.
I never had any desire to be muscular.
Me neither.
Never in my life.
I did a little bit when I was Dean though, and that's what was weird about it. I mean, even the fact like when my throat issues started, I couldn't eat anything but like yogurt for years and oatmeal. Even stuff like that didn't get rid of my mentality, and it's ridiculous to think that.
Did you want to be thinner?
Did I want to be thinner? Like
Yeah.
always, yeah.
Always.
For years, it wasn't even. It went far past the point of just thinking that that's what looked good. I never thought that was where I looked my best. I thought that's what I need to look like because, like, it was proving a point. I guess for me, a lot of the eating disorder was more about. I guess I suffered from a lot of invisible ailments, and I felt like I wanted to show people that I was not well, and I felt like this was all unconscious. So this is something I determined afterwards, but I think it was a way to show people that I'm not doing well. To just make myself look that malnourished.
It's strange because when I was at my thinnest, I still felt fat.
That's dysmorphia right there.
And people around me would tell me, "You look skinny and you don't look healthy." When I gained a little bit of weight back, they would tell me, "Okay, you're starting to look a little bit healthier now." Like, people will tell me now that I look healthy. I don't see it.
You don't see it.
I feel fat. I feel
I think
extremely
I honestly see you as being at an ideal kind of proportions. Like,
Not at
it's
all.
the ideal proportions for attractiveness, I think.
Not at all. I feel way,
You don't feel like
I
that?
feel way teetered off towards the upper end of the spectrum.
That's interesting because you're not someone who has a problem with getting women
Oh,
to
no.
like it. Yeah, so
It's never been a
it's
problem.
interesting how it's intrinsic.
It is intrinsic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even when I was at my biggest, at 230, I was still charming enough, and I was still able to
Yeah.
attract women. Yeah, I mean, any woman I really wanted to.
Yeah. No, I know how that is.
That sounds almost manipulative, but I do have that capacity. But
It's like I choose you, and
Mhm.
you are gonna like me because I
It
decided
works.
so.
and
Dude, I'm the same exact
yeah,
way.
And
Yeah.
and it works, and it's weird like, how it works.
And
but-
you have no fear of not finding someone like you because it's almost like a choice that you make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like having that. I'm the prize.
Yeah.
I guess it's that mentality.
In some regard, but it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I've met so many people over the years that don't have that level of confidence, and I don't think it's arrogance by any stretch, but it's a
Yeah, there is a certain level of confidence associated. But it's strange how I can be both very confident and yet completely destabilized by my insecurities.
everyone has some insecurities though.
Yeah, I feel like the ones that I have, I don't necessarily always. I've learned to not wear them on my sleeve as much.
Yeah.
But people will find it alarming when I tell them, "Oh, I feel fat."
Yeah, I honestly find it unexpected.
Unexpected,
I don't
yeah.
feel it alarming.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because I struggled with a similar issue for so long, but
Right.
yeah, I wouldn't have expected it. Especially, I mean, I can see how coming from the way you used to be
Yeah.
to the weight you are now, I can see how there would still be a mindset that hadn't dropped off since then and kind of it hasn't caught up with you yet.
Not
How much you
anywhere near.
lost. But at the
Yeah,
same time, you'd think you'd be so thrilled to.
have lost it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
I did
strange.
for a period of time. I would say about last year, around September, this time
But
last
then
year.
the first time you saw it go back up again, even
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yep.
and it's like,
'Cause
oh, I screwed up. It's all back.
It was regulate. I mean, I was right at 160,
Okay.
and regardless of what I ate, I was 160. My
Yeah.
metabolism
You
was
plateaued.
straight. And I was like, this is awesome. Because I'm like, alright, now I can control myself. If I want to drop down to 155, I can do it. If I want to come up some, I can do it. Then when I started working out of town and living out of a hotel, and naturally, because of the work that I was doing, I was gaining muscle.
Oh yeah.
And when I
Did
was
that
gaining
freak you
muscle,
out though? Just to
That
see
freaked me
that
out. It upset me.
you're not able to negotiate with your mind that that's not that. I'm the same way.
Because
Or was.
all I knew was the numbers on the scale.
Yeah.
So I couldn't discern how much is body fat. It's not like
Yeah, you don't have something
I
that
don't have a
can tell
body
you.
fat index, yeah. Or not, it's not the body fat index, it's a body fat percentage. I don't have a means of
Wait, are you talking
measuring
about like BMI?
that. No, I'm talking, there's a difference. It's
Okay.
body fat percentage is more scientific, whereas
Mhm.
BMI is
The
more,
index, yeah.
yes, the index is what they classify as obese. When I was 230, I was technically obese for my height, on paper.
Really.
Yeah, I was like
I'm
30,
dangerously
31 plus.
underweight. Well, I was at my worst.
Yeah.
At my worst, do you know how to compare like the BMI numbers?
I know that like
Anything under 18, I think, is underweight.
25 is like where you want to be.
Okay.
20, 24, 25.
And under 18 is underweight.
Under 18 is very, yeah.
I was 13 point something at my lowest.
Holy snap.
Yeah, I was almost in heart attack territory.
God.
Very close to it. I mean, you probably saw some of those pictures on my website.
Yeah.
Yeah, little whore. This is that one that you were
Most of these
brought
songs
up.
in the Wishing Well stuff is just...
Just violent.
I never
women.
really got his concept. It didn't click with me. His whole story.
Like you just don't follow it.
It seems so I don't know. There's not enough lore. Like it's kind of.
You're hearing the aggression, but you're not really hearing as much about what's actually going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Nor do I know that I care.
That's because he's not telling a story in as much as he's playing a character.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're not
He's
hearing
playing
this.
multiple characters, isn't he? Like.
I don't know. He's the writer and
Yeah,
the written.
the writer and the yeah.
Should we look more into these things?
Yeah.
Or like how I refer to myself here in the third person. And it sucks with relations and physical stuff. You need something?
No, I just need something because I was gonna knock that over.
Oh, that would not be.
I didn't want to
Bummer.
do that.
So, yeah. So I'm feeling most comfortable, obviously, with operations and visionary.
Yeah.
So that basically is strategic. Like, this is how we get from point A to point B.
Relations, I think I could do very well with.
Like I said, relations and information are what I feel you'd be best equipped for.
Expansion, I'm probably a little bit higher. Also, I could.
Do you know what that entails?
Is that just talking about widespread?
Like how to grow it and how to
Yeah.
permeate the world, I guess.
Yeah. Those are. I have ideas.
Strengthen the
about
influence, I guess.
that. I have ideas about that because of the locations. If that'll play into like, I think I have a good grasp on the town itself and
Probably a lot better than me.
possibly.
It was like how I described it for you the other day. There's just think of it like a tree model. I'm at the top of the tree plucking these weird fruits, but if I just drop them down to the earth where everyone else is at, they're gonna break. And I can't
You
hear what
gotta,
people at the
pass
ground are
them
saying.
on.
I gotta pass them down, and I feel like you're a great.
Yeah.
You can like pass information from the world to me.
So you
and
already
I could,
wrote down information relations there before you even
Did I?
identified them as it?
That's what I saw you as being best at.
Interesting. Because information and relations is probably the two things that stood out to me.
Mhm. Well, you have FE, extrovert feeling, as well as TI, and NE. I mean, the INTP function stack is just built for that.
I took another Briggs-Meyer test.
What did it tell you you were?
INTP.
Yeah,
And this was on a completely different site.
yeah.
And I was
The
being,
tests are crap anyway,
I
but
was being like, kind of trying to fool it.
yeah.
And it still fucking got me.
Yeah. I've
I-
never gotten
I-
anything but INTJ. So you should take a cognitive functions test, where it shows you the individual functions, how high you rank.
This one claimed certain things, but I think because I was deliberately trying to throw it off.
You don't
because
trust all of it?
I don't trust the cognitive functions element. I just wanted to see how it would classify me.
Was that this test?
This test? Yeah.
Was that a cognitive functions test?
No, but it had percentages attached to each of
Okay.
the functions.
Was this like an app?
No, it was online.
Okay.
It was just an alternate website than the ones I've used before.
Okay. See, because when I take the test, I mean, that's how I figured out that I'm not a normal INTJ because, first of all, I have almost maxed out introvert intuition, which is pretty high, even for me.
This said that my introversion was at like 28%. Is that low or is that high? I'm not sure how they gauge that.
That would still, if it's considered introversion, then yeah, that's still, maybe it's only on a scale of like 0 to 50. And so you're still 28 over the extroversion.
Right. So that means
Like
that
0 is in the middle.
That means that I'm only leaning introverted by just a little bit smaller.
That's not something to trust.
Yeah,
that's crap.
It's yeah. But I just was curious about that 28%. I was like, what
I
is
mean, mine was like 75 when I got, but that was a different test.
it? Right. Going through emotions.
Yeah, so you'll be like, no, let's go back. How did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, why does it matter why I did that? It works. You know, that's me.
That's interesting. Yeah.
It's just like, as long as it works, who cares what the process is? But the process is going to be important, you know.
The process is very important.
Because you're going to need to know how to duplicate that. You're going to need to know how to replicate it and to make sense of it.
You should see me.
I mean, do you find that this is true, though?
That is true.
I feel as long as I get an A+, who cares what I write
like
down?
when it came to composition, I was very meticulous, almost ridiculously so. So if I played something that I liked, I'd improvise a lot, but if I played something that I liked, I would play it over again 100,000 times.
Yeah.
Make
To
sure
perfect
that
it.
everything, yeah, even
For me, it was like, as long as it sounds good on record and I could cover up the flaws, I'm like, I already got it down, it's okay enough.
I never had to. I never ever thought that there was a method to covering up flaws.
Really?
You can't cover up flaws.
Distortion.
Flaws are flaws. Yeah, so you have to do it right. You have to do it right and perfect every time.
I don't think that's a matter of the extrovert introvert thinking though, as much as it's just like the scale of perfectionism. And I actually am very high on it, but we've convinced ourselves that we're doing different things. Like, I've convinced myself this is just a rough draft, this is not supposed to be perfect.
Right.
And that's how I got what I did.
Yeah.
Because I told myself this isn't the final version, this isn't the album that everyone's gonna hear. That I'm gonna
So did you think you were gonna go back and redo all of that?
I actually thought that I was still thinking of a prog rocker who's going to make these movements individually, and then later on, after I have 50 albums, I'm going to say, this minute and a half sounds great with this minute and a half, and kind of mad scientist splice them. So I thought it was going to be splicing many songs together.
You never thought about doing that?
No, I was waiting till it felt right to stop making new and start splicing old. I just wanted to do more new stuff though all the time, so I never got back to it.
Interesting.
I was almost ready to do it though. I was almost ready to. The 60th album for me was going to, the 61st. It was going to be like a new start to my discography.
Process.
Yeah, but just.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you felt like you were just getting there. I mean,
I felt like I was about to finally show my competence and my skill. But I think I put so much pressure on that I just blew myself apart. And that might have a part to play in why I just hurt myself so badly, because I was getting ready to just put myself all in.
So that's why it's massive that you put yourself out there to begin with.
I had to learn to see it differently, of the worth of the discography. I had to see it as something more than music.
Huh.
As some kind of psychological story. That's why the story is so important to me, that people know what that is, because I feel like it's just the music. It's just like, this is freaky weird stuff that is not even.
What about? I don't know. Like, can't you appreciate an album without knowing the story?
It depends on the album. You want to be vitamins?
Sure, let's
They're
do
like
it.
natural energy.
Yeah.
I'll just take it over.
I'll be waiting here all night.
Yeah.
It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is like natural energy. If you don't know what the individual vitamins do.
Okay. It's not sugar.
Mm.
It
might have like 1 gram.
I ate a whole bag of hard candy today.
Mm. That's a lot for
Yeah,
sugar.
each one had 70 calories.
What kind of candy?
Caramel,
Mm.
coffee.
That sounds good.
It was good. And
I
I just
haven't
kept
had candy
popping
in so
them. I kept popping them because it was sitting in my computer desk. We're allowed to only have hard candy. That's the only thing that we're allowed to bring into the classroom.
Not
outside.
soft.
No, not at all. I don't know why.
No circus peanuts.
That's my favorite.
Are they?
Yeah,
You like
I
them?
love circus peanuts. Are you
Yeah.
not a fan?
I do like them, but no, I've never heard anyone else who does like them.
Okay, yeah.
They're so
I
goofy and
used to
weird.
buy them by the bulk.
Dude,
I used to
they're
buy them
so weird.
Then when I realized that they're all sugar, I had to step
much.
away from them. But God, I love me some circus peanuts.
I wish they had different flavors, like a chocolate in that texture would be delicious.
Or vanilla.
Yeah, I'm more of a vanilla guy.
I think that would be a cool idea. I think we should do
Chocolaticos.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, start making chocolate
peanuts.
covered
Chocolate
circus
peanuts.
peanuts and leaving them places.
But we wouldn't make them look like peanuts. We'd make them look like golden apples.
Other things.
Or,
Yeah, it would be. Oh my god.
Like
you're onto
knives.
something.
Eat the knives, you know,
Eat
just
the knives. Eat the knives. These chocolate covered circus peanuts. That
like
are
we could call them
repurposed.
like sword swallowers, sword
Oh my
swallowing. You know,
God.
like in circus when
And we
they
could take
sword
them to
swallowing act.
circuses.
Just these swords, these vanilla swords.
I had this.
So weird.
I had this strange thing. It wasn't last March. It was the March prior. It
Was it
might have been
Cambridge?
last March. It was last March.
Do you know they discontinued Dunkaroos, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
learning about this now. Why even go out in public anymore? There's
Right.
no Toys R Us. There's no Dunkaroos.
There's no Toys R Us. There's no Saturday
What-
morning cartoons. Kids are dead.
There's no Saturday
kids
morning
are dead.
cartoons.
No, they haven't been for years.
ABC,
No.
WB.
No, WB Kids gone. In order
What about- well-
to have, you have to have Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. Otherwise, your kids won't be watching cartoons. PBS, I guess. Those aren't really cartoons. Like,
Netflix.
yeah, Netflix. Yeah.
You can still kind of,
You
but
get
it's not
around
the
it.
same because
It's
you're
not
not
the
you're
same,
not
yeah.
waiting for it. You just have it when, and the
It's
convenience
not
depreciates the
it's
value.
not Saturday morning cartoons. It's
No.
not. I remember being so upset if I woke up too late. I couldn't watch my cartoons. I had to
Like
watch.
Recess?
I had to watch Soul Train. Yeah, after a certain point,
Sound
they
like you were
stopped
born in
playing.
the '70s.
It does, but no, it's definitely a '90s thing.
Well, what were
Yeah,
Saturday morning
Recess-
cartoons to you though? Recess,
was
Pepper
a big
Ann.
one. Pepper Ann was a big one.
I don't remember what else there was. I mean, sometimes just a Spider-Man
Doug
cartoon
was
or
on there.
something.
Spider-Man,
X-Men sometimes. Yeah.
X-Men,
Doug, definitely.
Bobby's World.
Bobby's World.
You remember
Dude,
one?
that was the best one.
Yeah,
And Howie Mandel was the father.
And there was a fucking Louis Anderson as a kid.
Oh my
cartoon.
gosh, Life with Louie.
I gotta use your restroom.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make sure that there's no one in the warpath.
Yeah, man. Is that your sister or something?
Oh, you see it?
I saw somebody.
Yeah, that's my sister. You want an apple by any chance? Oops.
Not anymore.
Here's an apple. There's two of them.
I'm gonna eat this one.
You eat that one, really?
Yeah.
I just like washed them, so I might have
fine.
picked up the. There's also paper towels over there.
Haven't we heard this? Yeah, we have.
Suffering. When we switch the album.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
These look nice and red.
These are delicious.
Is it? I haven't even had an apple in a while. I just impulse. Might not be the best for my thumb and teeth.
I'll have to check out Clairvoyant.
Yeah. Boingo boingo. Just listen
Ah.
to them.
That must have been when we were hanging out, maybe?
Nah, yesterday.
Really? Mm-hmm. Man, I love Boingo so much.
What era do you like with them? Kind of old stuff, new stuff? Like Little Girls?
Little girl stuff,
Yeah.
definitely. No, I like all of it. There's a little bit peppered all throughout their discography that really
Mm-hmm.
attracted me. The music video to Little Girls is incredible.
I laughed so hard at that.
And the thing is, I don't
His
even find
facial
it.
expressions.
I know it's like kind of wacky, like intentionally wacky, but something about it is very like I connect with it spiritually. I don't know.
I guess it's more than physically.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Something about it, like it just makes sense. That music video is a real place to me.
Really? I love his facial expressions so
I
much.
love his
Though.
dancing.
He's just and all the other guys too. They just fit so well.
Mm-hmm.
They just form that perfect odd bunch. What do you think about like? I don't know. I'll show you this video and see what you think about it.
Have you seen a little girl video
Oh yeah, several times.
several times?
Yeah.
You know that dance he does in the end? I've been
Refresh me.
trying to.
Oh, speaking of
you
what
guys
you were
have
trying to
called it
learn,
out. I tried, but I don't understand.
I'll have to show you this Bollywood thing that I tried to learn. It's the best. It's the best. Every time I was having a panic attack, I would do this thing this guy did. It's the best move in the world.
Danny Elfman. There's this thing. It's like
suspenders. He has
suspenders and a white tank top or something like that. And he's like moving like this.
Okay, no, I know.
And then he it's all fucked.
Dude,
you have to watch it.
Dude,
it's
that looked like
it's
it, though.
backwards. And nobody can do it.
No.
You have to do it. I have to pull it up for you.
Okay, you need to see this though.
Alright, I'll pull this
This
up
guy,
here.
Bobby Deal is his name, and he is one of my favorite Bollywood guys.
Okay, I did show you that one song that first time.
I added it
coffee
to
shop.
the playlist.
Did
yeah.
you?
Mhm.
Very cool.
Okay, you need to see this thing he does here. It is one of my favorite moments ever. And he's so suave. He's got like a leather jacket on. He just does this. He does it. The movements are so strangely choreographed. Okay, right here. Watch how he does it.
Yeah.
Watch how he moves to music. Right here.
It's so mechanical.
When he moves right here. But that I've watched this probably over 300 times. When he does it, it's so good. It's so cool.
It is so good. I wish I could walk around in public like this.
I would do this in the mirror for so long.
Does he have more of these moves?
More of those in the song, not quite. But man.
Also, if you'd ever seen the "What Is Love" video,
Oh yeah. I don't know if I actually seen the video, but I know the song.
Oh, I gotta show you that one next too. When I think of choreographed. I don't know if I'm attached to your Wi-Fi.
Wrestle?
On here. Razzle.
Like the Bill and Ted movie.
Sure. That is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that movie a lot as a child.
My dad's the one that said the password. Oh, I love Bill and Ted. Especially the first one though.
Mm-hmm.
Socrates Johnson. Food dude.
No, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this.
Wow, yeah.
So much crisscrossing happening.
That's what's
And
weird.
that turn, it didn't look comfortable at all.
I used to do stuff like that, though, combining dance with contortionism, and that's how I got my hernia.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I moved very strangely.
Maybe I should steer clear of that.
No more little girl for you.
Yes. But
He's
it's
probably
so
not even the.
it's so masculine.
Mhm.
Like it's.
He's probably not even the real singer. Like back then, in
Yeah.
that time, they were just always getting the people that look good to sing instead,
Mhm.
to lip sync.
Like Milli Vanilli.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Bollywood thing though.
Yeah.
Just dancing.
She's done that to
It's
video.
strange.
See if she's heard of that.
I should. She's not that well versed in Bollywood stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like 90s.
Because it's not her. It's her culture. It's kind of like me listening to the radio.
Yeah,
It's so they're
that's
beat up
weird.
over the head so much with it that it's commonplace and
Weird.
celebrated. Most people there love Bollywood,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "No, I don't like that. I like prog metal."
Just the fact that every movie is a musical.
Mhm.
It's just, I love the idea.
Mm-hmm. I could see it getting old though.
Especially with the newer crap. I like the 90s stuff though.
Yeah, that one movie from what Mumbai,
Mm-hmm.
Bombay. That came out in the '90s. I'm supposed to watch it at some point. Along with
To
the
study
movie
it?
called Before Sunrise. No, she wants me to watch it. So
Oh, I totally forgot what I was going to show you. Okay. There's this video.
you know what I think we should do?
What?
Not to cut you off.
Like right now, or as the Comfort Chicos?
It's a Comfort Chicos.
This is apart from the swallowable swords.
I think we should definitely do that. And also,
We should totally make candy, dude.
I think we should go here to the Messianic Synagogue.
And do what?
Just, I don't know.
Raise hell?
Because what are they going to do? Can they kick us out?
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you want to do? Just like disrupt the religious?
I don't know. What? Rob their religious?
No, I said disrupt.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a little tricksterish, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have that in you?
I think that would be a good place to go. Yeah.
But this is Messianic, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the one you want to pick on in Lynchburg, though. You don't want to pick on the
It's-
outlier. You want to pick on the
It's out in Appomattox. Oh, you'd want to go to
people that are actually assholes and the ones who are actually prominent around here, not the minority already.
That's true.
And those guys probably are even nice about it.
They are really nice.
I
Thomas
mean,
Road
yeah,
Baptist
you'd want to
Church.
do Thomas Road. That's
But I feel like Thomas Road Baptist Church does have a little bit too much power.
yeah. Thomas Road Police Force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this video, man, this guy has one of the best androgynous looks ever. I'm so jealous, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know much about them. I just remember one of them looked like that.
I got that pretty boy look, yeah.
But with the big hair and the eyeliner.
I envy that kind of stuff because I get like this weird vibe when I see that. It's like this weird version of jealousy. It's like a mix of jealousy and sensuality.
Yeah, it's one of the guys right there.
Mm-hmm. And
He
his brother
looks-
is the dread, this guy next to
Yeah.
him.
He looks like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But when I remember them, it was this era, new metal era version of them.
Yeah.
I never listened to their music much, but I just remember their look. And they look like anime
I
characters.
was always turned off by the fact that there was like the two cute brothers and then the two ugly guys.
Two ugly
Yeah,
guys.
they were just there to make the other guys look cuter.
Offset it.
Mhm.
That's probably right. I don't even know why that was a thing. But yeah, I remember them, and that guy reminded me of that.
Yeah. I get weird when I see that, like pretty guys, and just there's something, or even like masculine girls in a certain sense.
Masculine girls.
Not like butchy girls, but ones who pull it off well, like girls in a suit, that can still look very
I know
attractive.
what you're talking about.
There's this. This sounds wrong, like perversity, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but
it is kind of a perversity, though. Where can I put this?
oh, just anywhere. You throw it anyway, or just set it on the desk if you want. Just like the perverse aspect of it, just like drives me crazy.
In a good way.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's why I feel like if I wasn't asexual, I'd be like this weird, like kinky.
Sexual deviant.
Yeah. So it's weird feeling like I have that
I know
inside
that's-
of me, but I don't have any.
I know that's
outlet.
fetishized, though.
But there's something. So I guess it's not a physical thing, but almost a spiritual or psychological version of it that's very alluring to me.
Psychologically?
Yeah. Like, because I don't identify as with other men,
Yeah.
masculine. I like hate that even. So there's just. So there's some kind of longing in me, ever since I was younger, to just
But not women, though, either.
to be
Not
free of
anybody.
all of this.
Yeah.
But there's still like a spiritual element in me that just feels.
Almost agender.
But I think it is kind of a spiritual thing. Like deep down, we are more than our bodies,
I think so, too.
and we are more than the bodies we lay with.
That's what that's one of the things that I have a hard time finding balance with. Because I know that my body is,
Temporary.
yeah, it's crude matter, as Yoda would say. It's, yeah, it's just, it's a vessel. So I know that
Mhm.
upkeep and maintenance are important.
Yeah.
But I can't change anything about it without going to severe lengths. Like, I can't, if I want to change my facial structure or features or,
Well, there's always like makeup and stuff.
yeah, but there are still some things that I can't do with makeup. There's only but so much.
Yeah.
And it's such a big investment, too.
And it also, for the most part, will look like you're wearing makeup, so that might not even
yeah,
be.
it'll look like I'm wearing makeup or contacts or something else.
I sent you all that stuff yesterday. I don't know what you were thinking about it because you didn't respond. I
I
just
don't know
like
if I'd seen it. What was it?
I just sent you like a shot blast of a bunch of
Was
things
that-
yesterday.
Was it late?
No, this was like midday. You like responded a little bit when we were talking about the Assassin's Creed, but for the most part, it just said you were like viewing them but not responding. So I didn't know if I overwhelmed you or not with just like weird crap.
This stuff I didn't even really, I skimmed past it.
Did you not even see that?
Yeah, I didn't even
Mm.
get a chance to absorb it. Yeah, it was like around 7.
Well, take a look at that and see what you think.
Last year I had a bottle of stuff called Rigid
Richard Colloidin.
Colloidin. Scarf X on skin. You told me that you did the grin and you went down sound.
That's what this is, yeah.
I think it's back when
I
just
told you
got
that?
back from Houston. You did tell me that last time we hung out. After dyeing my hair white and shaving. I didn't know you dyed your hair white.
Yeah. I was gonna go by
And you
horn
shaved
straw.
your facial hair.
Yeah. But it didn't work because I was expecting to do a new identity, but I just started.
And you thought you freaked one of the guys out?
Yeah. I was wearing my asthma mask and we went outside, like the allergy mask that I wear, the ninja looking thing. And so we went outside and we were talking, he's wearing a cigarette, and while I didn't know if he could hear me because I was wearing my mask, so I took it off, and I just remember.
You had the grin?
Yeah, and I just, there was like that moment where he noticed it, and I think at that point, it's just like, oh no, who am I talking to?
Oh, snap. Yeah, that's intense. That is intense. I
It
don't
looked
see
like
a lot.
scars, it wasn't like bloody or anything, it looked like actual healed scars of a grin.
Ah.
Like very realistic. You can't tell it's not realistic.
Would you be interested in doing this? So, maybe to a lesser degree. That
Yeah.
sounds a little bit too hardcore. for me.
I think it's more subtle than you're imagining, but at the same time it is very
It's just
realistic.
you dyeing your hair and shaving your face.
Oh, I was referring to the grin.
And the grin.
Mhm.
You did all of that.
hmm I'm referring more so to like the scars and prosthetic effects and stuff
Mm.
like that.
Would we be able to mask our identities that way?
Yeah, and it'd be also a lot more surreal.
Saw a spot on newborn baby's head. I've worn icon throughout your life. Use it as a symbol. That would be interesting. Because they would augment that, right? Wouldn't they pull their skulls apart?
Do you understand what fontanelle is?
Is that the part of the skull?
That's a soft spot. And the reason it's soft is because the skull has to kind of fold in order to get out of the vagina.
Yeah.
So it has to do that. So when it's born, it's still kind of foldable, and
yeah.
there's that part in the middle that gives way to fold, and that remains there for a year or two.
3.
3, yeah.
Before it actually fuses.
Yeah. Do you see the images of it?
I saw this one just
Mhm.
now.
That was just a mock-up, but I like the way that looks, especially because you can see the skull part on the bottom, so you know it's a face. Do you like the way this looks?
Yeah, that looks intense. But these symbols here, what?
I was just using
alchemy symbols.
just mock-up symbols, yeah, but that meant like it's like burn, purify, finalize. It was just like a process.
Hmm.
I was also trying to like make one that looked a little more stylized.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
like that.
I like that more, the stylized, and then add symbols and instead. I mean, this is very simple, the diamond shape, but
Yeah, but it would be hard to replicate, right? That wouldn't be something that we can graffiti real quick on the wall per se.
but there is a way to do it where it's if people understand that that's our symbol, you'll be able to do a crude version of it. You know, like there'll be.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool to have like on our shoulders, like a symbol, like on a just the infant skull with this. I don't know. I just like the sound of that. I looked up fake like plaster infant fetal skulls, and they have them for like $30.
I didn't tell you about the dream I had last night
No.
with the baby doll parts and spray painting them gold.
You had a dream about this?
Yeah. And we were assembling them backwards. We would take the left arm and put it where the right arm was, and the left leg where the right leg was, and vice versa. And
That's weird.
we just kept doing that. We were just assembling them.
So that basically in the end, the back would be the stomach.
Probably.
It would just like flip the torso, basically.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I remember us using spray paint.
I have
That's
a
all
thing
I
of
can
gold spray
recall.
paint right over here.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
For the apples.
I don't know where we would get dolls,
Oh, easy.
but that was the dream. And leaving them places. I was like,
Like-
yeah, it's kind of yeah, it's like creeping into my subconscious. So
Yeah.
that's effective. The symbols within the quadrants represent our core concepts. I like that. Skull of a newborn and stuff. And then you actually sent me a skull of a newborn.
Oh yeah.
That diagram.
I like the way that looks on the side too. That could even be like something.
Yeah, that's
Like
interesting.
Okay, no, I didn't tell you this part yet. I was thinking we kept coming up for different ways to quantify and just what we were calling our style to get an idea of what we wanted to look like.
Yeah.
And I keep having this one thing pop in my mind. I forget. I told my mom even. I was trying to figure out what she thought.
Really?
I worded it really in a really funny way, like middle class,
Middle class.
like corporate middle class witch doctor. Or I said it in such a weird way. Urban middle class witch doctor. That was it. And I like the way that
urban middle class witch doctor.
sounds. Yeah.
You're gonna have to elaborate a little bit more on the witch doctor part.
Something that had like skulls and just weird little ceremonial things, like maybe even some like face paint or some kind of.
Sounds really punky.
Really?
Yeah.
It depends on how we execute it.
Right. In terms of
There are
execution.
ways to do it that wouldn't look as punky, but
Middle class in what sense? I think middle class. I think of
like white blue collar or something. I'm thinking something like that, almost like business outfits mixed with just like when we're looking at
like a skull necklace.
yeah, or
something.
just like a baby skulls on the shoulder as like these, like just a weird mix of urban middle class and like this voodoo from another planet.
That sounds really out there. I like it.
I
I like
too.
it too.
And if you look up witch doctors, I don't know, they're really cool, and they even looked a little bit like they wear crap like this with a vest underneath it. They don't look like just tribal people. They have a very
Really?
they have like a top hat and this and a vest.
Witch
They look
doctors?
more like Willy Wonka than a tribe.
I think of like chieftains.
Ooga
and-
booga,
yeah.
you know, kind of, yeah.
So if I look up witch doctor,
I think I even saved a picture of something that caught my eye. Man, I was looking at all these laws about masks in public.
This is it's exactly what I envisioned.
Oh no, that's actually not even. Here's
Or
the
this.
kind of stuff I'm turning up when I'm looking.
This.
No,
That's
this
really
is.
cool.
I was turning up stuff like that,
I see
and
that
it's
too.
just neat.
Like this looks very
That's
corny.
that's it. That looks corny, that presentation, but take some of those elements.
Or
Like,
corny, but yeah, corny too.
consider some of those elements though. There's like the vest with the. I mean, his face and the dreads really
This is a
goof it
bit
up.
much.
Yeah, these are very gothic.
Yeah, Halloween.
But at the same time, I do feel like we can take some of these elements, like bones, and just weird little accoutrements.
Dawson.
What? Who's that?
I don't know.
What was
Dawson was a character in
Dawson?
Shredder.
Yeah. Okay, that guy was awesome.
Yeah.
He was the coolest one in the game. He
Yeah.
was just like dislocate himself, and wasn't
He
he?
can stretch.
Yeah.
And he can blow fire and yeah.
He was my favorite. I never played that game much, but every time I did, I went for him.
Me too. Dawson is awesome.
What-
Alien too.
What I like about this kind of idea, though, is it almost seems on the route that I'm naturally going in.
I like this kind of in a Halloweeny way.
Yeah, I mean, we could make it look less kitschy, less hot topic-y.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we would have to do.
I think there's definitely ways of doing a tasteful version of that.
I don't know what this is. This is a morph suit?
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like Venom or something.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Urban middle-class
some
witch
of these
doctor.
look a little too done up.
Yeah,
But if we could subdue it some and make
because
it...
we can't look like we're in costume. We need to
I
just
don't
look like
want
that's
that.
who they are.
I don't
This
want
is
that.
not cosplay.
If it's
yeah.
cosplay or costuming, then I don't want it.
Yeah, me either. Yesterday I was putting on different outfits, trying to figure out that whole thing we were talking about with like the gunslinger and the Charles Dickens kind of thing, and it looked like I was dressing up in some Renaissance thing. And I was just like, I can't do that.
You couldn't do it with what you're working with?
No.
Do you think we could do it, like if we were to go outlet shopping or something like that?
That I was referring to a different style altogether, though. I don't
Right.
even know how to begin assembling urban middle class witch doctor, but I think
Yeah.
we're onto something with that.
I think that's... What if I were to type that in verbatim?
Man, I don't even know.
And nothing's gonna come up. It's like, did you mean anything but that?
I can't even imagine what the suggestion would be. Like, did you mean this?
Did you mean... it's just coming up with more witch doctor things.
Okay. So it understands
This looks
some
kind of cool. Looks like wizard. It's some cartoon.
That looks like my cardigan.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I feel like that will fit into this idea, though, so I want to wear that anyway.
These coming up. You look like Magic the Gathering and then Goth Horror.
Yeah, I think we could find some cool bones on Etsy, though, and I'm thinking maybe I should do some kind of shoulder pads with the fetal skulls. That would be kind of creepy, but yeah, I don't want us to look like we're dressing up in. There's such a fine line between I'm going to a convention or I'm about to fuck you up.
It's just beautiful. Yeah.
There is a difference between do not mess with this guy and what a nerd.
Even this, like, actual witch doctor thing.
I mean, because there are people that look like this and that you don't laugh at them because you don't dare.
You don't fuck with them, yeah.
And I think that there is some kind of like displaced cultural thing that we can do that could kind of freak people out in an uncanny valley kind of way. Like, where did this person come from? Which time? Which location?
Right.
And yet without it sounds fascinating, and I think we can even pull it off without even drawing too much attention to ourselves. I think there's a subtle way to pull it off, where it's almost like a double take.
Is this real? Was Vin Diesel in a movie called The Last Witch Hunter?
Such a dumb name.
It says "Live forever, hunt forever." It's real.
It is real.
It's the worst fucking movie.
2015,
concept.
so this is pretty recent.
Oh, it's so terrible. Alright, get out of there.
But yeah, I'd like it to be like a double take kind of scenario rather than everyone staring at it. It's more like they only see it. It's like when you see it, you shit bricks.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing. We look normal at first, but then when they see our eyes, their heart sinks. What about those contact lenses? I'm afraid to put that in my eye and
I've never
like
worn
screw it
contact
up.
lenses before.
I'm talking about the ones that are like the colors and the all white or the cat eyes. And
Never done anything
Yeah.
like that. I just never have. It'd be too weird.
I'd be afraid if something happened to my eyes. But yeah.
I think there are ways we could get around that.
Mm-hmm.
I think even makeup, I wouldn't be too but too opposed to it.
There's ways to do it without it looking. There are subtle ways where like sculpting. Like I wear makeup. I'm wearing makeup right now. You probably can tell, but like I make my hair darker. I make my eyebrows look thicker. I also make my nose look thinner through
Really?
just like contouring. Yeah, contours
Interesting.
are cool.
Why do you do that?
It's a habit at this point. I only started doing it recently when I started going out.
Okay.
And you might not even notice much of a difference if I don't. I mean, you've seen me without it. I mean, even when I showed up at the concert, I wasn't wearing it.
Yeah.
But my eyebrows would look thicker and darker now than they did at that point.
Oh, really?
Maybe not today, but
You're wearing some today?
I
Your
just
makeup?
I had like a little I'm
Oh,
gonna make it
okay.
right now. So it just makes me look more ethnic rather than
Okay.
looking like makeup. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder
Just darker
if
features.
if it would benefit me any. I look pretty ethnic as it is.
I think it would.
I stand out enough as it is.
It could make you striking in. What's the dude from Jane's Addiction?
Jane's Addiction. I don't even know what those guys look like.
The dude who was in like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dave Navarro. You know that Dave Navarro striking. He's almost pointy because of how striking he is.
Oh, yeah, it's too sharp.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, he's got such a.
Yeah.
He's got such a. It's like you're attacked by his face just when you look.
Yeah. It's
And-
overly sexualized though.
Maybe how he does it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's new stuff. He's looking very feminine there.
Yeah.
See, that's more like. Okay, this is really new, but this is more like
what you'd associate him with.
how I
Kind of
remember.
looks
him.
like Prince.
Looks like Frost from freaking Satyricon.
Yeah, kind of. This guy's very sexualized though.
He's very
Rock
he's a romantic
star.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't seem like he'd overpower you or hulking. He just seems like a gentle, but cool. He's like
Yeah.
the mysterious guy in the classroom.
Yeah.
I don't know what nationality he is, but I mean he's something Spanish.
Is he? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Navarro's probably maybe Mexican.
Yeah. I think it sounds a little Native American though,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's what he is.
Well, I'm thinking Navajo.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
thinking.
probably it. Where's his family from? I guess I'd have to look up. Son of the Mexican immigrants.
Okay.